Hello, Monica here from Veggie Buds Club, and I'm going to do an unboxing of our Totally Tasty Tomatoes box. And tomatoes were our featured vegetable in July of 2020. So here is the Veggie Buds Club box. This is what arrives in the mail. And inside there are books and activities and games and crafts and growing projects that encourage your children to try tomatoes. So you may already have a tomato lover or you may have a tomato learner, but everything in this box will really reinforce that tomatoes are tasty and fun. And so here we go. So each month they receive a children's book. And so with our Totally Tasty Tomatoes box, you have I Will Never Not Ever Eat a Tomato by Lauren Child. And this is one of my personal favorite veggie books of all times. My children love it. It's just really fun, really colorful, kind of a silly story, but it totally enforces like trying new things and giving veggies and food different names to make them a little bit more exciting. So here's the children's book for the month that's in the box. And then you also get a Totally Tasty Tomatoes activity book, and inside there are activity pages that I'll go over in a minute, so I'll set those aside. But inside the book you have our This Book Belongs To and our Table of Contents page. And then we have 15 ways to learn about tomatoes, and this is developed by our Table Eating in Color. They're a team of feeding therapists, pediatric dietitians that have great tips and fun activities, simple things that you can do with your children to encourage them to try tomatoes. We have our tomato fun facts as well as our veggie bud of the month. And there's another extra fun page, what are heirloom tomatoes? So learning about what an heirloom veggie is and different pictures of different styles and varieties of tomatoes because there are thousands of them. There's a tomato reading list. So these are additional children's books that feature tomatoes. So you can go to your local library or you can purchase a few so you can read about tomatoes all month with your children. And there is our snacktivity of the month. So every month we have a snacktivity, which is a snack and activity combination. So you do a little activity with tomatoes, you read the feature book, I Will Never Not Ever Eat a Tomato, and then you try them. And so here's our snacktivity. And then there's kid-friendly recipes that are all simple and vegetarian with vegan and gluten-free options. And they encourage your children to also cook with you in the kitchen. So there's tips included in each recipe about how to do that. So we have our easy fresh tomato salsa with baked tortilla chips. That's one of them. Roasted plum tomatoes. Homemade roasted tomato ketchup, which is super yummy. Some really red pizza, so it has a gluten-free red lentil crust, and then of course use tomatoes to make the sauce. And pizza rice, which is my children's new personal favorite side. We have made it so many times. And then these three ingredient bruschettas, which are super yummy as well. And our game, one of our games for Tomato Month is Pizza Party, and in the box it includes the supplies for that. So you get a couple of game boards as well as a dice that you cut out and you put together and playing pieces. And so there's Pizza Party, and then there's also Tomato Toss, and there's instructions on how to play that here. Our craft is tomato emojis, so they're really cute. You make these emojis and there are supplies to create those included in the box and instructions in the activity book. And there's also a make your own pizza sticker scene, and this comes in the box as well. Here is your pizza base and a whole sheet of stickers with tomatoes, of course. And then our growing activity is grow a tomato plant, and it comes with a seed, a soil plug, as well as some organic tomato seeds, and the instructions are in the activity book as well as information on when to plant your tomato seedling depending on where you live in North America. And then of course there's always the monthly contributors at the end. So these are the experts that provide recipes, tips, activity pages, crafts, etc. for our activity book each month. And so there is our Totally Tasty Tomatoes activity book. And then for the principal pages that it comes with, you have your incentive chart, I Will Try Tomatoes, and it includes stickers for the chart and a little collectible Veggie Buds Club tomato button. And then we have a counting tomatoes page. Tomato starts with the letter T, and help the farmer harvest tomatoes. And so Veggie Buds Club is developed for children ages 3 to 6, and it teaches them to learn to love a new veggie each month, and that is what's included in our Totally Tasty Tomatoes box.